strategic. Even more, it's very important in this current geopolitical situation, better call war in Europe. Therefore, I will provide you within my presentation, first of all, on a status where we currently are with the announced procurements. I will give brief intro on the challenges that we have faced throughout the key procurements, key consolidated material procurements which are ongoing. Then I will go through a couple of approaches and solutions, what we are looking at, developing the contracts and establishing the approach towards the consolidated supply over the construction works for the specific key materials. And then, of course, I will give you as well information about future procurements that shall be announced still this year. Just a quick reminder, this consolidated procurement for the key components of the railway line is the basis for this approach is, of course, availability to make sure and ensure the availability of these materials over the construction works. It's to ensure and the standardization of the key components for entire Rail Baltica line, and of course to use the advantage of the economies of the scale. Moreover, the whole approach is based on cooperation, and these agreements, what we are looking at, and procurements itself, looking at for the cooperation with the manufacturers, and more important is with the long lead items, as you may recognize. So before I begin with this slide, before I begin to provide you with the status of the procurements, I would like to say thank you to team, to the Procurement Commission members, to the experts, to my fellow colleagues in the procurement department for the progress achieved. As well, I want to mention thank you to the companies participating in these procurements, having the patience and effort they have provided during this first stage of the qualification. Therefore, I'm getting to the first item out of 5 items which we have launched last year, in the middle of the last year. So one of those is supply of the multi-ducts and cable ducts manholes and cable surface channels. Currently, we have successfully finalized the first stage of the qualifications. Companies has been informed on these results. The main challenge at the moment, we are looking at the market situations and analyzing the place and time when we can actually go out with the second stage of this procurement. Therefore, what I can tell, this is soon to come. Within this month, we're planned to launch it and proceed with the bidding phase, which is actually the most important phase of entire procurement procedure. Second item is supply of the sleepers. Just decision of the qualification has been done. A market has been informed of the results. The first stage is completed. There yet we are working to launch the second stage, and we are currently gathering the information required to fill in the gaps of the market analysis, which has became evident after the war in Europe began, and supply market, raw material market has impacted very severely. Supply of rails, not yet finished with the qualification stage. Still little things to complete, but soon yet we will get into actually finalization of the first stage. Then supply of the turnouts and rail expansion joints actually has the same path with the rails. Then most probably more important to inform you is about the supply of the ballast, and because the decision has been made yesterday, and the decision was to terminate the procedure at this point in time and relaunch it as soon as we'll get the information from the market, and situation and analysis will be completed. In that regard, I would like to invite all of the companies who does the production of the ballast and supplies of the ballast keep posted and keep themselves informed about the future events. The first events which we will take will be market consultations, about which we will inform you very soon. Next topic is about the current situation in the market and how actually we aim to solve these differences and big fluctuations with the supply chains currently in Europe. So basically, one of the key processes where we should concentrate to resolve these items is throughout the procurement process. Therefore, when you have the documents available, and this is one of our emphasis on the procedure, that we invite you to challenge, to ask questions about the document procurement this year available to you, and submit the questions, and they will be answers will be provided. As well, investigate the technical specification. This is not only about the parameters of the materials, it's about the supply, it's about the conditions, about the quality verification procedures, it's about as well subcontracting and many more key items. Then negotiations is very important moment what we are looking at these procurements overall. This is a place basically after you have investigated the documents, this is a place where we can negotiate. This is a place where we actually see those items in the contracts which we cannot specify straightforward. We invite you to provide your opinion. We seek to align these specific conditions of the agreements with the market to achieve the best result. Therefore, these are considered as a cooperative agreements. Therefore, these are framework agreements with the flexible pricing model included, and it leads to as well indexation. The most important parts what we are looking at from the indexation is the raw material costs, it's a production cost including the energy costs, it's labor costs, and as well it leads to the transportation costs, which as well may fluctuate over the time. So as Christian as well informed previously, that this is not only about setting a price. Now it's not about even setting a price today. In the procurement phase, it's more of establishing these key items. And that may lead to the reason and where we ask from our candidates in the procurements to provide us with a more detailed information about the price. So basically, breakdown of the components which consists in the price. After that is done, we strive to sign these agreements soon enough so that we can buy a time to establish this cooperation with our manufacturers and suppliers. Since the first supplies exactly we will need in a course of 1 year, somewhere even more, we need to plan the materials for long lead items is very important, for any items in transportation routes, planning, logistics, these all items are very important, and this is a place and this is a time where our teams can resolve these issues and put up front the optimum solution to getting the materials, key components for the construction of railway line in the region. About upcoming procurements. So what I have to add to this slide, it is ballast, which I mentioned, which is subject to retendering. And this year still we are looking at launching noise walls and fence. So basically keep tuned and The process for these new procurements will be as with the previous, the first stages for the noise walls have been already taken. These are market consultations within the planning phase. Then we go to the qualification, bidding phase, and afterwards contracting. Having in mind that we have had negotiations, understanding between each other, and we have resolved the main topics, and both sides of these agreements are satisfied with the result, and we may cooperate. I'm close to the end of my presentation. Just a reminder, all the information what you need to apply for these procurements is stored in our webpage. These are technical specifications, general terms of the contract, and by any means there is as well available email address procurement@Rail Baltica. You may submit your inquiries, and we will definitely respond, or even you may initiate one or another workshop with us so that we can explain how procurement works within the Rail Baltica. Thank you so much. Thank you for attention, and I give floor back to you, Geert.
Good.